Hello Internet, and welcome to my live reaction for the Cuckoo's Fiancee, or A Couple of Cuckoos, chapter 135. When we last left our heroes, the storm passed, Erika and Hiro were able to return back to the hotel, and Nagi and Erika ended up having an apology. In the aftermath from Erika's standpoint, of her sort of admitting her feelings for Nagi to Hiro, and from Nagi's standpoint, just having all of these conflicting feelings for Nagi and Hiro at the same time, they reach a tentative peace. And then Hiro and Erika go swimming. Nagi and Ryuto have a chat where we establish that Nagi is still sort of working through this complicated morass of feelings he has for Nagi and Erika. And Ryuto inserts himself into like a rival love triangle between him, Nagi, and Erika to complement the Nagi-Erika-Hiro love triangle. So yeah, that's just a lot of both sort of reconciliation and conflict brewing there. Just a whole lot going on as this Okinawa arc starts to wrap up. So let's dive right on into the 135th foul. Is it really so weird? Our picture here is of Ai in like a Miko's outfit with a fox mask. Nagi and company return from Okinawa. On the other side, Ryuto and Soichiro seem to be having an interesting conversation about something. Who knows what that'll be about? Soichiro is back in play, which, like, he's sort of in the background of this whole arc of sending Erika and Nagi to Okinawa. But we open with Ryuto sitting in a hotel room, looking at a picture of Erika and Sachi. This is Erika's real sister? Oh, he's on FaceTime with Soichiro. Okay. Spitting image of her, right? Her name is Sachi-chan. She's a nice girl who's quick to catch on. Because I was wondering why Soichiro was here, but like Ryuto is alone in the room. It's FaceTime. And Ryuto considers that she was raised with Nagi-kun as siblings, but you see, they're not actually related by blood. And that means they can get married. Why are we talking about this already? It has been a page, it's been like a minute, and all of a sudden, they can get married. Shut the fuck up, Soichiro. Just shut up. Forever. But he goes on, and there's one more. And Ryuto's just, there's still more? Mochizuki Ai-san, I believe. She's Nagi-kun's childhood friend. After living abroad for some time, she came back to Japan in order to get married to Nagi-kun. And he shows off, Ai in her, like, concert dress. Just to, like, drive the point home. And Ryuto is suddenly violently aware that he is in a harem manga. Forget love triangle. This is the whole pentagon. Since you're asking about their engagement, I take it that you've met Nagi-kun? How was it? What was your opinion on him? And Ryuto comments, as far as finding a successor goes, his brother Sousuke-san is the better candidate. Okay. We're getting into Sousuke real all of a sudden, who Soichiro has not brought up since the first time Nagi was like, hey, what's going on with Sousuke? And Soichiro was just like, who the fuck is Sousuke? So let's see how he reacts to that. Because he's silent for a bit. And he just responds, I thought I told you not to talk about that. And he hangs up. No time for dealing with sons he's not talking about. And we still don't really know what is going on with... Like, that's not even a hint about the deal with Sousuke. That there definitely is something. We're dealing with Sousuke all of a sudden. But Ryuto leans back and sighs. Phew. I guess. I really can't afford to lose a Nagi-kun now. Is that tied to the Sousuke thing? Or is that tied to just the love pentagon or something? I don't know. But the gang is on the plane back to mainland Japan. As Hiro notes, and just like that, our vacation's over in the blink of an eye. And I love the setup for this panel of Nagi, like, squished between his two crushes. being very uncomfortable, while Hiro and Erika are much better at ignoring the tension there. I was planning to head back after all the formalities, but we really got the whole Okinawa experience. And then Erika realizes, oh no, we got on the plane and left without letting Sachi-chan know. Just never told Sachi at all about this. I mean, she knows at this point. As Hiro points out, she's fine. Ai-san's still around at home after all. But Erika adds, that's exactly what I'm worried about. And then Erika turns to Nagi. What's up with you, Nagi-kun? Why the long face? Pointing out his, general discomfort. And Nagi, given what it has to do with the whole love triangle he's in, does not want that brought up with, by Erika. What? And Hiro goes in, could it be that you're feeling down because you couldn't study during the 3-day weekend? And he tries to play it all off. This is nothing. Don't sweat it. In fact, it's been a real good breather for me. And Erika and Hiro drop it there with a, not really dealing with how obvious Nagi's lie is. And Hiro turns back. Come to think of it, Erika-chan, what happened to that whole proposal thing? Ah, that's just Ryuto-kun. It's normal for him to do that kind of thing. It's just the kind of person he is. Okay, just playing that one off. We'll deal with that later, I reckon. And Nagi, who had more conversations with Ryuto on this trip than Erika did, is a little shocked to hear her say that. As Hiro questions, oh really? So that's all it was? And that's just how he's always been. Just going around proposing to everybody. Sure, Erika. Sure. You can believe that if you want. And Hiro laughs. What a player. But Nagi pushes back. Is he really, though? I thought he seemed pretty serious. And Erika's just, what? And how would you know? But she gets this bit of a blush, in response to Nagi's claiming that Ryuto is serious. And Nagi also gets a little embarrassed. A man's intuition or something? In other words, you don't. But Hiro then interrupts. But why don't you seriously give it some thought? I think the two of you would be a perfect match. I'd be rooting for you. That is just mean, Hiro. You know exactly what you are doing there. That is just mean. You know who she's actually into. And Erika gives her this look like, shut the fuck up. Shut the fuck up. And Nagi's just so awkward here. I'm loving, this whole plane ride is so fun. And Erika just goes on, that's another matter entirely. I'm going to decide who I marry for myself. And Nagi's just silent, not really able to, given his own feelings for Erika also, and how that was decided by their parents, and his just having the feelings in general, it's all awkward for Nagi. And then Erika continues, after all, what about you, Hiro-chan? What happened to your engagement? Last I checked, none of that's been resolved, has it? And Hiro, there's a real, I love the sort of veneer of friendliness over the cat fight here, but it's also they're just sniping at each other here. Knowing that, is it really okay for you to be dating Nagi-kun? And Hiro just freezes there. That's another matter entirely. Ah, yeah. And then the stewardess comes up, the flight attendant. Excuse me for interrupting. Would the three of you like any drinks? And Hiro just wonders, what should we get? And the sort of sniping continues here. Tea for you, right, Umino-kun? And Erika interrupts, I think Nagi-kun would like some coffee. And Nagi's just, he's not really vibing with this whole plane ride. Orange juice, please. And the girls react, what? Why? You have two choices, that's it. And he just thinks, please just let me get to Tokyo already. But that you have two choices line, given that it's set up by Erika and Hiro, it's clearly a metaphor for them, right? For which girl. But does the orange juice then represent, I and or Sachi? Or I? I don't know. That's an eye shipper thing. Anyway, we see a like smash. We then hard cut to a smashed open piggy bank. With Sachi's like still trying to book a flight to Okinawa, not knowing the gang is on their way home. I really hope she books the flight as the gang arrives. That would just be so funny. And I looks at her. You realize that's not enough to get to Okinawa, right? And shocking Sachi. Bwah! If you book a flight on the day of, you won't get any discounts for the fare. You made a great miscalculation there. And Sachi just gets real depressed. And besides, this love triangle doesn't have any room for you, you know. Finally, someone's calling her out. I sort of hoped at the end of the wedding stuff, we were sort of done with her. We haven't really had a big Sachi focus since the wedding stuff ended. There was that one little fake date thing with Sachi, but generally, Sachi has taken a back seat since chapter 100, as has been for the best. Like, the series has really excelled since chapter 100, in part, I think, because Sachi's sort of taken a back seat to the love triangle. And now, Ai is trying to make that a bit more official, so thanks, Ai. I have problems with her as a person, but right there, we're on the same side. Anyway, this love triangle doesn't have any room for you, you know. And Sachi questions, what do you mean? Nagi-chan is both a fiancé and a person he loves. In other words, as his little sister, you're on the outside looking in. She should always be on the outside looking in, especially as his little sister. But Sachi pouts at that. And she like snipes back, well, in that case, since you're just a childhood friend, aren't you on the outside looking in too? Don't forget that I am Nagi-chan's first love as well. Right. So this is just, there's a lot of sniping here. And admittedly, I prefer the very tense, plain sniping, as opposed to the two characters who I'm not that big on sniping at each other. But I pour some tea. Nagi-chan has his own plans for life as well. And that goes for myself as well. So as long as I get married to Nagi-chan by the time I turn 30, I'll be fine with it. What, like a second wife situation? And Sachi's taken aback by just like the life planning on display. And before that time, the two of us are better off accumulating experience. Alright, really up and saying it. Shocking Sachi, is she for real? And Sachi sighs and pulls up like her suitcase. I've been thinking. And I question, she was seriously getting ready to go, wasn't she? Is it really so weird? Just because he's my brother? When I saw that title, I was a little concerned. Now we're dealing with that. We're dealing with fucking Sachi shit. Okay? I mean, normally, people fall in love, they get married, and they become family, right? So if you start by being family, then you fall in love and get married, is that really so wrong? Yes! Yes, it is so wrong. Yes, it is so wrong. Good lord, it is so wrong. Yes, Sachi, you are the one in the wrong here. You are the one in the wrong here, okay? You are absolutely the one in the wrong here. Good lord. Like, normally, whenever they try to push Sachi... Whenever they try to push Sachi, they stress the not blood-related aspect. I will say, it takes guts to stress the family aspect here. Good lord. But she's given the whole, like, shoujo sparkles of pining, and god damn it. And, you know, Ai is, like, literally taken aback at her honesty. And they hear a clatter outside, as Nagi and Erika have definitely arrived here. And Sachi sits up. Huh? And she opens the door. That's not what Nagi was... Oh my god. Is that Sousuke? because Nagi was not wearing a black shirt on that plane. He was in a plain white t-shirt. And something about like the strands of hair don't quite like that's not really a Nagi thing, which is a weird thing. But I'm just getting not quite Nagi vibes. Also his hair is maybe a little shorter or something, or a little more poofy. I don't know. She just freezes. Nagi? Huh? Wait, that wasn't... If you're gonna come back, you should have told me. That was... Did you hear what I said just now? And yeah, that is not Nagi. Those bangs are not Nagi's. I'm not your brother, you know. Huh? I'm your brother's brother. Yeah. So there's so I've been saying for a while, it does kind of feel like the series is starting to move towards an end. And now Sousuke was the one sort of important plot line that wasn't really in play right now. He was still the sort of distant element of the show's future. Now he's back. Now this really is feels like it's gearing up to be an ending. Like a genuine ending. I mean, not, still a good... I don't know, I could see it ending in as soon as, 20 chapters. I mean, it's a harem manga, so it can go on for as long as Yoshikawa wants it to, by its very nature. But, this has also always been a bit more of a, it's a bit more... I'm trying to compare it to, Nisekoi, and how Nisekoi, in the build-up to its final arc, was able to have a bunch of one-offs and little mini-arcs before we got to that. Whereas this series doesn't really have a lot of those episodic one-off chapters, especially since, chapter 50 or so. A lot of it just flows into the next chapter very well, into the next arc very well. And that's one of the things that's very good about the show, is that it very much sort of bleeds one storyline into another in a way that feels natural. So, the series can't really go on forever. It's not Nisekoi where it can just keep on having little one-off episodes about, Shu and Ruri. It's a show that's set up to, move towards its climax. And with Sousuke here, it does feel like we're barreling towards that climax. Sachi backed into a corner. Or so she thought, but it was someone else. Who could this man be? And I've talked a lot before about the ways that, Yoshikawa, even above her skills as a storyteller, which are not nothing, she is a great mangaka. Not just manga artist, but, the way she uses the format of manga is so good. I talked about it in the plane bit, when, the establishing shots have Nagi literally, squashed between Erika and Hiro, in a much more tight way than their actual shot when the camera the camera pans out. And then the way that she, the reason that I was able to work out that with Sousuke so fast was because, she had just brought up Sousuke for the first time since the escape from the hotel, I think. And then you see him there and you're like, wait a second, isn't the better twist if it's Sousuke all of a sudden? There's just a really good, use of the manga format, of the serialized nature of it, of the way that chapters are contained amongst themselves, in just the paneling. Yoshikawa is a fantastic mangaka. So yeah, I'm glad that Sousuke scene is there, so I don't have to focus on the part about Sachi that I really fucking hated, because that Sousuke reveal is so good. And so I'm gonna let the Sousuke reveal sit for another week, because I am so excited to see what's going on with Sousuke. Why he's here now, what exactly he's doing. Is this the moment we find out why Soichiro, doesn't want to talk about him ever? I'm fascinated by that. Because through Sousuke, I think we get answers as to why Soichiro is like that. But then there's also just before we get to that, there's a really fun little banter on the plane as Hiro and Erika are both sort of trying to, now that all their feelings are out in the open, they're, while putting on this very sweet, friendly facade, trying to stake their claim in their shared dream. maybe it's the fact that I'm from the South, but that kind of like veiled threat through a thick veneer of politeness is something I'm very familiar with, and it shines. Like the little sparkles when Hiro tries to set Erika up with Ryuto is so funny. Like, yeah, that would be great, wouldn't it, bestie? And Erika's like, shut the fuck up. That like look of pure, I can't go after you because it would be rude because you were just being, you had this veneer of politeness, but also I'm fucking mad right now. That is so Southern. That is, I know that feeling so well. That whole bit is good. The Sachi bit is the Sachi bit. I hated it until Sousuke showed up. Like, I wanted to sort of compare it to the bit right before Elopement really took off, where, like, I forget the exact nature of the scene. It was a Sachi Nagi scene. Like, I would have really liked if it weren't for the incest angle, but the incest angle is everywhere with Sachi, so, you know, I really didn't. But, like, no, there is no this scene without the incest angle. It's just kind of annoying and frustrating and absolutely saved by, you know, the domino that sets up this series climax. Cause yeah, like I said, I've been saying for a while, I think this series is starting to move towards an ending. And this is that ending. And I can't wait to see how exactly Yoshikawa ties everything together. So with that said, I'm going to leave this video off here. Hope you all enjoyed the chapter and the video itself. If you did, feel free to drop me a like or subscribe or, you know, do whatever makes you happy, you know? And as always, your life is your own, okay? Bye!